What's up everybody, welcome to Money Management channel. My name is Andrei and today I'm gonna be doing an update on MMTLP and Finner Saga.
I got the cash in the bag, stadium packed. Born a rock star in this life, gonna live it up.
And for today's video, guys, I have several quite interesting news. First of all, I will show you an update on one of the lawsuits that was filed just several months ago. On top of that, guys, I will show you another update on another lawsuit that was filed several months ago. I think at the very beginning of 2024 or in Q2 of 2024. I don't remember the exact date. And this update is not the best one, I would say, but I have a very thorough due diligence that was made by one of our community members. On top of that, guys, I will show you a quite important investigation that pretty much proves that all of the wrongdoers, all of the market makers potentially were connected one to another, and we potentially found out why do they cover other actors on this field, and it is quite interesting investigation as well. So, and before we dive deep into all of this, guys, please hit the like button for YouTube algorithm, and let me remind you that I'm a trader, and if you want to know more about technical analysis, if you want to enhance your trading skills, feel free to subscribe to my YouTube channel and to join my Patreon account, where for the $35 a month you will be able to drastically enhance your trading skills. On top of that, guys, for now I added the gold tier for limited 10 vacant places, and the only difference in between these two tiers is this one. Discord access member will have all the data for the potential trades, for the potential tickers that you should be aware of, but the gold tier members will have the exact setups with the stop loss and take profit orders. They will have the exact notifications when and how they should trade certain asset. On top of that, for each and every member, I will do a weekly 30 minutes Zoom calls in order to answer their question and in order to teach them how to properly use technical analysis and how to be successful trader. That is why, guys, for some of you, this might be a game changer opportunity, and if you want to drastically enhance your trading skills, feel free to invest in yourself. And here you can see the most recent updates that I made for my Patreon members. As you can see, I have a Zoom meeting, 30 minutes Zoom calls for my gold member tiers. On top of that, guys, I explained a lot in my tutorials video. On top of that, guys, I made daily updates on the current status of the market. I show to my Patreons crucial news that can impact the markets in general. On top of that, guys, as you can see, I made a lot of videos that is related to different ticker symbols like SPY, QQQ, TQQQ, Cocoa, Palantir, RKLB, HIMS, Wix. Previously, guys, I made a video on Disney. Here you can see general market update. And guys, even during the crashes, I explained to my Patreons what crucial levels this asset might hit in order to, for example, close the gaps. As you can see, on Monday, Tesla was at $227. The lowest point was right here at $225. But I told to my Patreons that it has to move even lower, about 4%, in order to close the gap, and it was the price point of $217.07. And guys, take a look right here. I told to my Patreons about 4% more to the downside, and when Tesla hits 217, it doesn't mean it has to go to the upside immediately. And guys, take a look right here. Let's switch to hourly time frame. And here you can find the most recent, the lowest candle, I would say, that hit, as you can see, $215. You can find it under the letter L, $215. And then, since this trend reversal happened, it is up by 14.06%. This means, guys, you can rely on my technical analysis as a part of your due diligence. So, and let's begin with this update. On MMTLP Resources, you can find the most recent article that was published just a couple of days ago. And I have to admit that it is quite convenient to see all the documents in one place. You can see that the core document archive for metamaterials bankruptcy case. We've added a repository with all of the court documents, including the 9 subpoena documents for the metamaterials bankruptcy case. This case is regarding metamaterials, but directly relates to our MMTLP situation. You can access more information on the case and the link from this recent news article, or skip directly to the documents here. And here, I mean Crucial Mix added these 2 links. And guys, you know that the metamaterials bankruptcy case by itself is not so important for MMTLP case. But with the most recent subpoenas, because of this investigation and because of these discoveries, we can clearly say that if and when the information is disclosed, we can definitely use this information in our favor. And this might be crucial information in order to push MMTLP case forward. So let me show you another update on another litigation process, on another lawsuit. Roman Sux wrote this tweet 12 hours ago. While alleged MMTLP paid stock promoters and alleged paid proxies are in hiding all weekend from Danielle Spears exposing unspeakable acts, Danielle Spears moving along her case. More summons issued today. When served John Doe's and Jane Doe's. And he added again the link to the court listener. And if you click right here, you can see. Wait a second. I already have this link right here. You can see that just yesterday we have another document number 18, and it is the summons, new summons issued. Unfortunately, I cannot see it right now, but within next several days, I think they will be published without any paywalls. So, let me show you another update on another litigation, on another lawsuit. At this time, it is not so good, in my opinion, for MMTLP community, but due diligence pretty much predicted this result. So let me go to this. And by the way, he refers to his own tweet that he published on February the 12th. And as you can see, the title of that tweet is following: Judge rules on intercoastal motion to reopen. And let me quote to this update: Intercoastal files appeal, same fight, same outcome incoming. In today's episode of Return to the Rake, it's not over till it's over, but it's still over. Intercoastal Waterways is back yet again. This time talking their appeal to the 11th Circuit. After the district court denied their motion to reopen the case, they are now hoping that the appeals court will save them from arbitration. Spoiler alert, it won't. Let's break this down. First, let me be clear about what I think this appeal actually is. A delayed tactic. The district court already called this a second bite at the apple, and the judge wasn't buying it. The ruling laid it out. Plaintiff offers scant reasons for relief under Rule 60, Section B, subsection 6. Translation: they had nothing. Now, instead of accepting defeat, they are running to the 11th Circuit, hoping for a Hail Mary reversal. So, what's the argument? That this should be a class action, and since Finland doesn't allow class actions, it has to stay in court. But here's the problem. The time to make that argument was before they lost the arbitration fight, not after. The judge already said they had their chance to amend the complaint earlier, and they didn't take it. Instead, they waited until they got sent to arbitration, then tried to hit reset. It's ain't a Nintendo. There is no reset button. That didn't work before, and in my opinion, it is not going to work now. My guess is that the 11th Circuit is going to look at this and ask one question: did the district court abuse its discretion? That to me is pretty much the core of this issue. And the answer, to me anyway, is pretty obvious. No, courts don't like it when plaintiffs try to rewrite their case after losing. The judge saw right through it, and my guess is that the appeals court probably will too. Most likely outcome: appeal denied. Gonna be interesting to see if they attempt to appeal yet again, and if that happens though. Honestly, I'm surprised they filed this thing. At this point, Intercoastal is just burning time and money. Maybe they think dragging this out will make TradeStation make some exorbitant offer to settle. Maybe they're just not ready to admit they lost. Either way, the end result isn't changing. This case is staying in arbitration, where it should have been from the start. For the appeals court to overrule, it would circumvent legal principles that have been codified into federal law. It's just not going to happen. Final verdict? Denied. But hey, as the old saying goes, you can always blame Drew. Just join us for next episode. Please God, Jesus, Moses, Allah and Joe Percy. Let's this whole thing be over soon, where I will straight up cry for 90 minutes because I still have to read these legal filings. So guys, quite interesting conclusion, and time will tell is due diligence correct in his predictions or not. And definitely for now, guys, we don't have this ruling yet. We just have another filing that potentially might lead or might not lead us to relief in this case. So time will tell. Let's continue with a more interesting investigation at this point. Here is a quite interesting report that was made by John Burda, and the tweet itself was written by Whiskier. And Whiskier refers to the tweet that was written by Travis just a couple of days ago. And guys, this information literally blew my mind. So, Whiskier wrote, in a sworn deposition when CEO and founder Metamaterial Tech was not invited to the call with DTCC and FINRA regarding its company dividend, MMTLP hijacked and traded OTC for over 14 months, while SEC and FINRA did nothing to protect anyone but themselves from the waterfall. And here is quite important, let's say, definition, not definition, but statement, waterfall. And I will explain you what does it mean within just a couple of minutes. So first of all, I want to pay attention to the screenshots that were added to this tweet. And first screenshot was made from George Palicor's Twitter account. And George Palicor's back in the days added section 31 of his, as you can see, you can find this case number and the filing date of this case. It is his case SEC versus John Burda and George Palikors. So let me quote you this. Further, on or about December the 8th of 2022, FINRA notified the company that it had unilaterally revised the language of the company's December 6, 2022 corporate action and required the revised notice to be published on the daily list. This revision was made without the input of authorization of the company and took place on or about December the 7th of 2022 after FINRA had a call discussion with DTCC. I was informed that Meta 2 and NextBridge's counsel were not invited to participate in the call between FINRA and DTCC. And here is the part of the letter. It is the FOIA request that was that we basically received in 2023, March of 2023, that proves this statement. But guys, let me show you what does waterfall mean. And here is the tweet of Travis that he published on March 16. And he wrote, DTCC rule number 4, the participant fund. This one is a big deal as it shows why Citadel would cover the assets of Melvin Capital. Each DTCC participant has to deposit into the participant fund. Section 3 and 4 talks about when a participant defaults on their obligations. But big one being what they term loss allocation waterfall. The waterfall works like this. 1. First, the DTCC would dig in, for example, Citadel's collateral at the DTCC to cover any losses. 2. If they can recover the loss from collateral, the DTCC tries using its own reserve funds to cover the losses. 3. If losses are still present, the DTCC starts digging into other participants' deposits to cover the losses, which they ain't gonna like. Number 4, system-wide margin calls to all participants, asking all institutions to put up collateral. This is why every institution tries to cover each other backs to make sure the DTCC doesn't fail. This is how the end game would play out. All institutions being margin called if the DTCC failed to collect from a defaulting institution. And Travis added these couple of screenshots. It is the rule number 4, participants fund and participants investment. And he highlighted this part. Section number 3, application of participants fund deposits and preferred stock investments to participant default. If a participant is a participant that is a defaulting participant pursuant to Rule 9b or is otherwise obligated to the corporation pursuant to these rules and the procedures and fails to satisfy any such obligation, including without limitation the obligation of the participant to reimburse the corporation for the amount of any payment with respect to such participant paid by or owning from the corporate to any other clearing agencies pursuant to a clearing agency agreement. The corporation shall, to the extent necessary to eliminate such obligation, apply some or all of the actual participant fund deposits or such participant to such obligation to satisfy the participant default. So guys, I have to admit that it is quite tricky language, but I would say the idea behind the scenes is mind-blowing. All of the participants of this fund should cover the losses of other participants. That is why, guys, without any doubts, I have to say that they will cover themselves and any other participants of this fund infinitely, because it is in their interests to not be margin called. And guys, I have to admit that in my opinion it is some kind of collusion. And let me show you the tweet that was written by, wait a second, Syntax Queen of the Metaverse in response to this tweet. This is what corruption and collusion looks like. So I think it is another part, another so-called shady part, how the wrongdoers and why do they do this. Definitely they have an obligation to cover all of the participants of this so-called pool. So let me show you another quite interesting investigation, and this time that was made by RareDD. So he wrote this 4 hours ago. This is interesting. Robert W. Cook, Robert Colby, Todd DeGancy and Steve Rendich all received raises in 2024. They were also attendees on the Friday, December 23, 2022 FINRA meeting with former SEC Chair Gary Gensler. This was the first meeting Gensler had with FINRA just a week after the U3 halt of MMTLP. Rupert also got a rise. When you look at his background and the fact that he began attending the Gary Gensler meetings with the same attendees from FINRA that appeared in the FOIA thread, it makes you wonder. To understand the significance of the multiple additional FINRA executives attending the meetings with Gary Gensler only after MMTLP became trainable, please take time to watch the video in the quoted post below. And he refers definitely to his own video that he made back in October of last year. And guys, I have to say that his videos have a lot of sense, and RareDD made a tremendous job in order to make these videos, in order to create them, and in order to find out the information that is reflected there. So he also added this: with nearly 2 decades of experience with the FBI, is it possible that bringing Rupert into the meetings and possibly hinting at a future rise could have convinced him to use these connections to the FBI to get them not pursue an MMTLP investigation? Given that all of these executives are making multi-million-dollar salaries, isn't it in their best interest that their priorities align with the preservation of FINRA? Most people in their position wouldn't see protecting their fat paychecks at the expense some investors they'd never meet, and has been a difficult choice in my opinion. What did they discuss in all of these meetings? Isn't it interesting that in Gensler's final days at the SEC, those meetings gradually went back to the old format of not including all of extra attendees? And he added these screenshots, one of the latest meetings with Gary Gensler, where he was at the post of CEO of SEC. And here you can see the Thursday, January the 9th meeting schedule, and you can find it FINRA's executives Robert Cook and other people who were mentioned in this tweet. Guys, I have to admit that yes, sometimes these type of investigations might lead us nowhere, because we can just assume without the proper information from authorities themselves. We can just assume that potentially this happened. But at the same time, guys, if you try to dig deeper inside this saga, you will definitely find out a lot of discrepancies in the statements that were made by authorities. And these discrepancies are definitely the real gems in our investigation. And I want to give a huge shout out to RareDD because of his hard work. And guys, just push this case forward as hard as you can.
And guys, let me tell you my personal story. I have a wife and 2 children aged 11 and 15, as well as a small dog. After 30 years of living in Russia near the Baikal Lake, we decided to move. Now we reside in Serbia. Although I don't own any MMTLP shares, I invest a lot of time creating daily MMTLP videos. I have been doing this every day without days off and holidays for more than 1.5 years. Now I wish to buy back this time from my family, from my children. We've agreed that I will ask the MMTLP community to support me, and I will give all the money to the children. Therefore, if you believe that I am providing useful content for you and wish to support me, you can join my Patreon account. For $5 a month, I will add your name to my list of supporters if you wish. Thank you in advance. The link you can find in the description below. So, I think that's all information that I want to provide you. If you like my video, please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel, and see you guys and girls next time. Bye!
I got the cash in the bag, stadium packed. Born a rock star in this life, gone live it up on the attack. Baby, I'm bad, I just wanna